Hello Math Learners! Welcome to our third part of the series in the reviewer series of Math Learning with Sir Ash. This is still your free access math teacher Ash. And if you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of these cool clear math videos just like this. Hello Math Learners! Welcome to the part 3 of our reviewer series for mathematics for our math learners taking up college entrance examinations and other examinations in which mathematics is part of it. Now, we will start our reviewer series by answering this series of questions. Are you ready? I sure hope so! Now, let's start with the first problem. How much greater is the sum of the first 20 counting numbers greater than the sum of the first 10 counting numbers? Is it A, 110, B, 55, C, 155, or letter D, 100? And okay, math learners, for this problem, we are asked how much greater is the sum of 1 up to 20 compared to the sum of 1 up to 10. Now, basically, what we can do here is to use some tricks. Now, if you are adding consecutive numbers or certain sequences such as 1 up to 20 and 1 up to 10, the technique here is very simple. You just need to get how many pairs can you make out from each sequences. From 1 up to 20, there are 10 pairs. For 1 up to 10, there are 5 pairs. Now, if you already have these pairs, what you need to do next is to add the numbers from the first and last. So, 1 up to 20, the first is 1, the last is 20. So, 1 plus 20, that will give you 21. Now, you multiply the number of pairs you have and you will get 210. Therefore, this is the answer for the sum of 1 up to 20. Now, for the second one, you just need to add 1 and 10. So, you have 1 plus 10, you have 11. You multiply the number of pairs, and this will give you 55. Now, what you will do is to subtract 210 to 55, and you will have the answer 155. Easy, right? And the correct answer is letter C, 155. Easy, right? Now, let us go to the next problem. How many vertices does a rectangular solid have? Is it A, 8, B, 6, C, 4, or D, 12? Okay, my dear math learners, in this problem, we are asked how many vertices are there in a rectangular solid. Now, a rectangular solid is commonly a box that is not square type, but it is in a rectangular shape. So, if you are asked how many vertices are there in a rectangular solid, you are basically asked how many corners are there. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 corners or 8 vertices. Alright. And the correct answer is letter A, 8 vertices. I'm sure you got this one, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to the next problem. The price of glassware was 160 pesos per set. After a day, the price was raised by 10%. What was the final glassware? Is it A, 176 pesos, B, 196 pesos, C, 166 pesos, or letter D, 276 pesos? Okay, my dear math learners, for this problem, it has been said that the set of a glassware is 160 pesos. After a day, the price was raised by 10%. Now, how much is the new price of the set of glassware? Basically, you just need to multiply 160 by 10%. And 10%, when you convert that into a decimal, that is 0.1. Of course, when you multiply this, the answer is 16 pesos. Therefore, you just add the 16 pesos to your 160, giving you 176 pesos. Alright. And the correct answer is 176 pesos. Letter A. Alright, I hope you got that one. Now, let us go to the next problem. What prize will each receive from a first prize of 45 million pesos? There were 15 recipients of the jackpot. Is it A, 2,500,000, B, 3 million, C, 3,100,000, or letter D, 45,000? And okay, my dear math learners, this question is very easy. It has been said that a jackpot prize of 45 million has been won by 15 people or 15 recipients. Now, how much will each recipient receive? Basically, what you need to do is you just divide 45 by 15 people. And if you try to divide 45 by 15, the answer is 3. You just copy the zeros and you will have 3 million pesos. Easy, right? And the correct answer, my dear math learner, is letter B. They will receive 3 million pesos each. I hope I have that kind of money, my dear math learners. Alright, now let us go to the next problem. 4 mangoes cost 29 pesos. At that price, what will 2 1/2 dozen mangoes cost? Is it A, 217 pesos and 50 centavos? Is it B, 188 pesos and 50 centavos? C, 348 pesos and 50 centavos? Or letter D, 870 pesos? And okay, math learners, for this problem, it was said that 4 mangoes cost 29 pesos. Now, how much will it cost if you buy 2 1/2 dozen mangoes? Now, my dear math learners, remember that in 1 dozen, there are 12 pieces. Of course, if you have 2 dozen, you have 24 pieces. And if you want to get 1/2 of the dozen, you only have 6 pieces. Of course, 2 1/2 dozen is a combination of 24 pieces and 6 pieces, giving you 30 pieces. Therefore, how much will 30 pieces of mangoes cost? Of course, what you can do here is the ratio and proportion. So 4:29 for the first ratio, and for the second ratio, you have 30 mangoes is to how much? So what you can do is you just multiply the means to the extremes, giving you 4x is equal to 29 times 30. Now, if you multiply 29 to 30, you will have 3 times 2, 6, 7, 8, 870. You divide both sides by 4, and you will have 2, 1. So 30, that is 7.50 centavos. Easy, right? And the correct answer, my dear math learner, is letter A, 217 pesos and 50 centavos. Very easy, right? Now, let us go to the next problem. Mr. Falucho owns a 10 1/2 hectares of land. He plans to subdivide this tract into 1/4 hectare lots. He must first set aside 1/6 of the total land for lands. How many lots will this tract yield? Is it A, 30, B, 35 lots, C, 42 lots, or letter D, 45 lots? Okay, my dear math learners, for this next problem, it was asked, how many lots can you make out of the 10 1/2 hectares of land, in which you need to set aside first 1/6 of the land, and the remaining will be divided into 1/4 lots. So, my dear math learners, in order for you to easily answer this problem, you need to convert the 10 1/2 hectares of land into a fraction. So, if you convert 10 1/2, this will become 10 times 2 plus 1. So, that is 21/2 hectares of land. Now, we need to set aside 1/6 of the land, and the remaining will be used for the 1/4 lots. My dear math learners, since 1/6 will be set aside, of course, what will be used for the subdivision is 5/6 of that land. Now, we need to get we need to get 5/6 of 21 over 2. So by doing so, you can use the cancellation. This will give you 2 and this will give you 7. 7 times 5, that is 35 over 4. Now, this will be the remaining lots for this 10 and 1/2 lots. So, what we need to do now is to divide 35 over 4 by 1/4 lots. Of course, if you apply what you have learned in dividing fractions, you just copy your dividend, and then the divide becomes multiplication, and 1/4, you will get the reciprocal of that, giving you 4 over 1. Now, you can use cancellation from this one, and that will give you 35 lots. Easy, right? And the correct answer, my dear math learner, is letter B, 35 lots. This is quite challenging, but I know you got that right. Now, let's go to the next problem. What would be the next 3 terms in the progression? 1, 4, 16, and so on and so forth. Is it A, 64, 256, 1024, B, 67, 259, 7027, C, 66, 258, 1026, or letter D, 65, 257, 1025. Okay, math learners, what is asked in this problem is, what are the next terms in this given progression? Now, my dear math learners, this is another example of sequences. And as I've told you a lot of times, in terms of having problems on sequences, you just need to get the pattern of the given sequence for you to know the remaining terms. Now, let's try addition if we could have the pattern. 1. What is needed by 1 to become 4? That is plus 3. 4. What is needed by 4 to become 16? That is plus 12. Now, as we can see, there is no pattern here. Now, we will use multiplication. What happened to 1 why it became 4? It is multiplied by 4. What happened to 4 why it became 16? It is again multiplied by 4. Now, we have a pattern. Okay, so now, we just continue this pattern. So, 16 times 4, that is 64. 64 times 4, that is 256. 256 times 4, and that would give us 1024. So, you have it. And the correct answer, my dear math learner, is letter A, 64, 256, 1024. Easy, right? Now, let us go to the next problem. What is the sum of all the 2-digit numbers which are divisible by 5? A, 945, B, 950, C, 960, or letter D, 1050. And okay, my dear math learners, the next problem we have is, what is the sum of all 2-digit numbers divisible by 5? Now, the divisible of 5 are very easy. Those are numbers ending in 5 and 0, right? So, if we try to use the numbers from 1 up to 100, we start with the number 5 and then we end at 100. Now, if we count all the multiples of 5 from 1 up to 100, we have 20 numbers, right? However, what is asked in the problem is only 2-digit numbers. So, 5 is not a 2-digit number, so we will start at 10. 100 is not a 2-digit number, so we will go back at 95. Now, if we count the number of multiples from these given numbers, we only have now 18 numbers. Now, from the technique that I have told you earlier, we will make pairs from 18, and that is 9 pairs. Another technique is to add the first and the last number from the given sequence. So, if you add 10 plus 95, that will give you 105. Now, you multiply the 9 pairs, and that will give you 945. Easy, right? And the correct answer, my dear math learner, is letter A, 945. Alright. Now, let us go to the next problem. Which of the following will give the same value as A times the quantity B plus C minus D? Is it A, AB minus AC plus AD? Letter B, ABC minus D? Letter C, AB plus AC minus AD? Or letter D, ABCD? Okay, my dear math learners, this is one of the easiest questions in our reviewer. Why? Because there is no need for us to solve, but instead we just need to apply a certain property. Now, we have here A times the quantity B plus C minus D. Of course, if variables are different, you cannot simplify them. But you can eliminate the quantity here by distributing the factor outside, giving you AB plus AC minus AD. Alright. Okay, my dear math learners, I hope you got this one right. The correct answer is letter C, AB plus AC minus AD. Very easy, right? Now, let us go to the next problem. 8,000 pesos is invested at 12% single interest. What is the amount at the end of 2 years? Is it A, 9,600 pesos? B, 8,960 pesos? Letter C, 8,420 pesos? Or letter D, 9,920 pesos? And okay, my dear math learners, for this problem, we will be applying a certain formula, which is the formula for interest. It has been said that 8,000 pesos at 12% single interest per year is being invested for 2 years. Now, how much will the investor receive in 2 years? Okay, so the formula is basically interest is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. So, of course, the principal amount here is 8,000. You multiply it to your rate, which is 12% per year. So, you convert that into decimal, and that is 0.12. And then, your time is 2 years. So, we need to get first the interest of this one. So, 8,000, if you multiply 0.12 times 2, that is 0.24. Of course, if you multiply 8,000 by 0.24, you will have 1,920 pesos. Now, this will be the interest in 2 years. What you will do is you add this 8,000, which is your principal, to your 1,920, which is the interest, and you will now receive this much. Easy, right? And the correct answer is letter D, 9,920 pesos. So easy, right? Now, let us go to the next problem. A senior class of 50 girls and 70 boys sponsored a dance. If 40% of the girls and 50% of the boys attended the dance, approximately what percent attended? Is it A, 44%, B, 46%, C, 42%, or letter D, 40%? And the correct answer. Okay, my dear math learners, for this problem, we have the information about a class dance. Now, a class has 50 girls and 70 boys. Now, during the dance, 40% of the girls and 50% of the boys attended. Now, we are asked what is the approximate percent of the people in that class attended. Now, what we can do here is to get the percentage first of each gender. So, what is 40% of 50? So, 40% of 50, and we get the 50% of 70. Of course, for the 50% of 70, that is very easy. You just divide it by 2. So, there are 35 boys. Now, for the 40% of 50, you just multiply 50 by 0.4, and you will have 20 girls. If you add this, you will have 55 students that attended the dance. However, we need to get the total number of students in the class. So, 50 plus 70, we have 120 students. So, therefore, 55 is what percent of 120? So, what we can do is divide 55 by 120. So, we will be adding decimal places. So, we put a decimal here. So, 550 divided by 12, that could be 4. 4 times 0, 4 times 2 is 8. 4, okay. Then we subtract, so that will give us 7. Then we add another 0. So 700 divided by 120. So let's consider 5. 5 times 0, that is 0. 5 times 12, that is 60. So we have 1,000. Alright. We another add 0 for that. Then 1,000 divided by 120. I think that would give us 8. So 8 times 0. 8 times 2, that is 6. Carry 1, 8, 9. So 960. So basically, the answer for this one is 40. Then we add another 0 and we don't end, right? But if we try to simplify this, that is 0.458, and that will become, in percent, that is 45.8%. If we round off this one, this will give us 46%. Easy, right? And the correct answer is letter B, 46%. Easy, right? Now, let us go to the next problem. Which of the following is exactly divisible by 3 and 11? Is it A, 3,570,404? B, 114,345? C, 991,111? Or letter D, 135,792? Okay, my dear math learners, for our final problem, we are asked which among the 4 given numbers is divisible by 3 and 11. Now, you need to know the technique in getting the divisible of 3 and 11. For the divisible of 3, you just add all the digits, and when the sum of those digits is divisible by 3, then that is divisible by 3. Okay, let's try. So 3 plus 5, that is 8. 8 plus 7, that is 15. 15 plus 4, 19. 19 plus 4, that is 23. 23 is not divisible by 3, therefore this is wrong. How about this one? 1 plus 1, 2 plus 4, that is 6. Plus 3, that is 9. 9 plus 4, that is 13. 13 plus 5, that is 18. Okay, 18 is divisible by 3, that is checked. Okay. How about letter C? 9 plus 9, that is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 is not divisible by 3, therefore this is wrong. And finally, we have letter D. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5, 9. 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 plus 9, that is 25. 25 plus 2, that is 27. This is also divisible by 3. Now, we only have 2 choices left. Now, what is the technique in knowing that a number is divisible by 11? Now, for 11, what you need to do is to add all the odd digits and the even digits. When you add all the odd digits and even digits, you subtract them. If the result is 0 or a number divisible by 11, then that number is divisible by 11. Okay, let's start. We start with the add digit. So we have 1, 4, and 4. So that is 1 plus 4 plus 4. And then, for the even digits, we have 1 plus 3 plus 5. So 1 plus 3 plus 5. So if we add this one, this will be 9. If we add this one, this will be 9. If we subtract them, the answer is 0. Therefore, this is the correct answer. Now, do we need to test this one? Okay, let's try. 1, 5, 9. So if we get 1 plus 5 plus 9, we have 15. Now, we get 3 plus 7 plus 2. So 3 plus 7 plus 2. So that will give us 12. If we subtract 15 and 12, the answer is 3. And 3 is not divisible by 11. So therefore, the correct answer is letter B. Easy, right? And the correct answer, my dear math learner, is letter B, 114,345. Easy, right? So, my dear math learners, this ends our part 3 of our reviewer series here in ML with Sir Ash. I hope you are enjoying our review and you learned a lot of things. If you do have some questions, do not hesitate to put your queries in our comment section below. I hope you can share this to your fellow friends, classmates, and schoolmates. If you are new to this channel, click that subscribe button for you to be updated of these School Clear Math videos. This is still your free access math teacher Ash, and always remember, it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much, God bless, and keep safe always.